Squawk on the Street, 6 minutes before we get started with trading here at the New York Stock Exchange. Let's get a mad dash in, talk a little Nvidia. Jensen Huang, of course, the well-known CEO, founder of the company, going to be a guest at Goldman's Communacopia Conference. I believe, Jim, on stage very early in the morning Pacific time with David Solomon, the CEO of Goldman Sachs.
And there's very specifically, we're going to talk about the problem of Nvidia. There's a lot of the networks kind of view that I heard yesterday was a slowdown. That's just not true. There is no slowdown. But what there is a complication. This new chip's very, very powerful, really hard to make, but there's a couple of releases today, really good release from Oracle and Nvidia together, talking about, and this is the complication, AI supercomputer, the largest in the cloud, to deliver up to 131,072 Nvidia GPUs to enable customers to build, train, and inference AI at scale. Now we're all over our heads. See, now we're all trying to figure out what do you do with that. Like, I immediately shot a memo, a series of questions to NVIDIA saying, well, what does that mean? And when you don't know what it means, and I've spent 12 years trying to understand NVIDIA, then what are the people going to do is like, we will own it because they just hear that it goes up. We are now in a moment where NVIDIA is too hard for most people to understand, and we need Jensen to explain it. And why, if that's late, what does that mean? So I say that we're at a moment of confusion in NVIDIA, not a moment of slowdown.
But didn't they give a bit of an explanation during the earnings when they discussed and gave a little detail around Blackwell and why it was going to get up to full production? Not too long.
Right, and that's important. Like, for instance, we found out that sovereign users want it. But more importantly, I mean, you look at it and you can say, okay, well, I don't know exactly what it does, but boy, does Larry Ellison want it. And Larry at Oracle really wants it. Oracle wants to be involved with the NVIDIA supercomputer. That's the term we should be using, not even platform, just a supercomputer. But I just pointed out because, David, until all the people who don't understand what NVIDIA does get out of stock, you ain't going anywhere.
All right.
Here we have the current stock market analysis for Nvidia Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Before we begin, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So here we have the 2-hour price chart. Each candlestick in this chart formation here has a 2-hour trading period attached to it. And here we can see that the overall trend trajectory has started to break above prior resistance levels, which came in right around 109.80. So in the prior clip, what we have is Jim Cramer, giving us his opinion about why exactly NVIDIA stock has been crashing. It's his view that people just simply don't understand NVIDIA. I don't often agree with Jim Cramer, but there possibly could be some truth to this. I mean, I think that possibly people don't really understand even what the underlying product is really, or why this is sort of a new device. It's maybe not something like an iPhone or something where you can, really hold it in your hand and visualize it. GPUs go inside of the computer. Many people don't even open up the computer, so maybe it's not really a tangible product that people encounter very often. So I think it's possible that there's some truth to this. But there's also the fact that this earnings period, we just have seen a tremendous amount of selling pressure in response to positive earnings results. And this isn't just an NVIDIA example here. If you've been watching my prior videos, you've seen several stocks that have posted strong earnings and still been sold off in the process. So, it remains to be seen if this is really the real issue here, whether or not people simply are failing to understand what the NVIDIA product line actually is. But as things currently stand here, we are starting to see a bit of a reversal here from these lows. So most recently, these prior price lows come in during the September 6th trading period, which saw share prices fall to $100.95. So, it's obviously significant because we did manage to stay just above this $100 level. And that is interesting from a psychological perspective. But in addition to that, we do have some very important technical support levels that are found about $1 lower, about $1.50 lower. So, here one area that we've been pointing out is the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement of the trending move from $90.69 to $131.26. So that would essentially be this trend wave here. And then in addition to that, we also have prior price lows coming in just above 97.50. So there is sort of a layer of, there are several layers of support here, sort of a zone of support that is found just below that $100 level. So it's not just the psychological factor here that seems to be working in NVIDIA's favor, but there are technical levels below there that do support the outlook for share prices. So as things currently stand, where we're trading at the moment is inside of the exponential moving average cluster. This is significant because currently what this means is that the bias is no longer to the downside at this point. It's sort of sideways consolidative, sort of a neutral outlook here. And that will remain the case. That will continue to be the case until we see a clear break above or below this exponential moving average cluster. So to the top side, I would say that important resistance really starts to come in right around 115.60. If we do see a break above there, this will mean that the share price itself is now trading above all of its major exponential moving averages. And then this would suggest that the momentum is now likely to be more focused on the top side. If we take a look at the indicator reading, we can see that recently share prices did manage to bounce out of heavily oversold territory. The indicator reading fell below the 20 mark in the relative strength index. That relative strength index did manage to cross above its own exponential moving average, which is the yellow line on the bottom of the price chart. And now we are quickly moving higher here. We've traded above now the upper half of the histogram. The histogram is this reading in the middle of the relative strength index here. So, we're not quite overbought yet. We're still quite a ways away from there, actually. The indicator reading is really showing levels right around 58, 40. Right around there. So this does mean that there's a fair amount of room here to extend to the top side before share prices start to become overbought once again. So overall, this is starting to look like share prices have now found a footing. Will that mean that share prices do not break lower? Not necessarily. However, it should be understood that there is a lot of support that does develop right around this $100 mark, and this goes beyond the simple psychological significance that would commonly be associated with a level like that. So there are reasons to believe here that Nvidia has found a bottom. And we will see if Jim Cramer's assessment about whether or not the market really understands the NVIDIA product line. We will continue to see if this influence actually has an impact on share prices. So here's the current stock market update for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Our high-value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high-conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk-to-reward metrics that target massive, market-beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.